My name is Asia Sampson, and today on Baptism Overland, we are mounting a first aid kit. You guys, I am bored. Okay, well, not really bored. I usually find things to do around the house and projects to take on so I can let my mind continuously go rather than just sitting there. But this whole COVID-19 pandemic shelter-at-home situation really has me looking for things to do on a day-to-day basis, like projects to take on and stuff. And right now, since we really can't go anywhere, we can't go camping or we can't do any of that stuff, I think it's a good time to kind of just look over your rig and see what you can improve on or see what you need to add. And it doesn't have to be huge projects. They can be really small ones. Hence this video. I don't have to tell you how important a first aid kit is. We should all have one. This is mine. Super simple. It's just a bag. The problem with it though is it just kind of lays in the Jeep like this, right? Like I'll tuck it in somewhere, I'll hang it up somewhere, or it'll be wherever, and it just kind of just flopping around. And in the event that there's an emergency, if we can't find it, then, I don't know what to do. Or if I get hurt, like how will somebody know where my first aid kit is? So I try to ask myself, what is the best way for me to mount this kit without it being hidden, but also being visible to everybody who might need it, especially if they need to use it on me. So what I went ahead and done is I bought a Pelican case. I bought bright orange, that way you can see it from wherever. And this is a really, really cool part. Watch. Can we try that again? That was not sexy. And here's a really, really cool part is, okay, I took out the foam inside. Here's your first aid kit. Push it in. I mean, look how perfect that fits in there. Oh, like, perfect, to the T. So what's gonna be cool is if I mount this up to the Jeep and then I just close this up, right? And this is mounted, if someone needs it, they'll just be able to pop this open, take it out and go. So, we're gonna mount this up. I think it'll look really cool. Like I said, this is not like a crazy project, you guys, and maybe it might be something that will give you an idea because you can do a lot by mounting this. And I have a really, really simple solution on how I'm going to do this. So what I did was I designed a vinyl decal that I'm going to place on the front of the Pelican case. Now this is definitely a step that you can skip, especially if you don't have the equipment, but since I have the equipment to cut vinyl, then I might as well use it, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and print this out, cut it out, place it on there, and I think it'll just add a really cool looking touch to the case. Okay, before I actually do this, you know how when you get like a new device and the best feeling is to peel that plastic off the screen? That's how good this is about to feel. So I think it deserves some slow-mo action. Okay, so the way I have this install planned is pretty straightforward and pretty simple. I'm actually going to use a quick fist, and this will wrap around the roll cage, and then I will attach the Pelican case to the end of this. I kept having a hard time finding a quick fist that would fit this though. The ones that I found were either too small or too big. The circumference for this roll cage is about 2.5 inches, and the quick fist that I found were ending at like 2.25, so it was too small and it wouldn't fit. And then I had the other ones that were starting at 4 inches, so there was nothing in between. I did find one, this one, and it says it starts at 2.75 and goes all the way to 9 inches. This one is actually used for like propane tanks or whatever. It's pretty big, but I think I can just cut it down. So let's see if it fits, and we'll see how it's gonna mount up. Okay, so as you can see, it does fit. It's still a little bit loose though, but I think that that'll be okay. I don't, if I can just secure the Pelican onto this, it should be fine. But like I said, you see there's a lot of excess. So I know I can just probably cut a lot of this out and leave it as is. Once I mount this on, it'll go on like this, and I'm hoping that it has enough bite to kind of just stay in place. My only concern is the wobbliness of it, but as long as it doesn't move, then I think we should be okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill a hole in the back of this to mount to the middle one, and then we will see how it fits from there. Alright, so I went and found the center of this Pelican case, and then I went ahead and drilled a hole right in the middle. This will correspond to the middle hole of the Quick Fist. So let's go ahead and see if this thing fits. Okay, I attached the Quick Fist back with a screw, and now I'm just going to put it through the hole that I made on the Pelican case and see how it'll look. Okay, so I have it mounted back up. Looks good. You know, there is some play, as you can see. It kind of does this, but as long as it's secure and doesn't go anywhere, that's really the goal, right? And it's not going up and down, so it's secure on there. I just need to figure out now where the other holes on the Quick Fist will line up to the back of this, so I can secure it with a couple more screws to make sure that this thing doesn't really move as much. Okay, so I drilled the other two holes that basically correspond to the other side holes that's on the Quick Fist, and now final fit and see if everything goes together really well. Alright, I remounted it with all three screws now. Now I'm going to put this up on here and see how it fits. Okay, so I mounted it up and it actually looks really good. It's actually pretty sturdy. I'm pushing down right now and it's not going up or down at all. See, and I'm like pushing, which is really, really good. The only thing that I have issues with is, you know, there's this little give here, but that's okay. I mean, you know, I will probably have to need to move it out of the way to get some stuff underneath here anyway, so I think that'll work out for me. The reason why it's doing this is because I have to have it wrapped around the fabric that's wrapped around the roll bar. And so that fabric obviously moves, right? It's not gripped on there. But I have to use that. I can't mount directly to the roll bar itself because, like I said, I couldn't find a Quick Fist that will wrap around that roll bar tight enough. It's either too small or way too big. So I'm using the fabric here to kind of add some thickness to this roll bar so that the Quick Fist can grip. The only thing is now is for me to trim up the excess of the Quick Fist and also trim up the excess screws that are sticking out of here, if you can see that. There are a couple of extra holes here, and that's actually my fault. I messed up and drilled in the wrong place, and I didn't realize it until I started drilling. But that's okay because I think that'll actually work to my advantage. That'll actually help to act as holes so that it doesn't create a vacuum in there, because the first aid kit actually fits in here so tightly that I don't want it to create a vacuum. I've ever pulled a garbage bag out of a garbage can, and sometimes it's very, very difficult, and there's a hack that you're supposed to punch a hole at the bottom of your garbage can so that when you pull it out, there's not a vacuum that's being created at the bottom that's making it difficult for you to pull out. So that'll probably help in that regards, that it'll act like as a vacuum, and no one will ever see this, so it doesn't make a difference. So let me trim all this stuff up, cut up the Quick Fist, and just clean it all up, and then do our final install. Alright guys, that is it. That is the install. Super simple, nothing crazy. It's really just mounting a Pelican case to your roll bar, right? Nothing crazy about that, but I wanted to share it with you because I was hoping that maybe it might spark some ideas for your own rig. You don't have to put a first aid kit in there. You can put, tools, you can put small camping equipment, basically anything you want to store in the case and then mount that case somewhere where it's out of the way but also still visible. I think this is a really good solution. And I'm actually really surprised how well it turned out. I was kind of skeptical about it at first. I thought that, it might be sagging, or I thought it might go rolling up and down that roll bar, but it actually isn't doing that at all. It's actually really secure. Now that remains to be seen. Once I start driving it on trails or driving it just on the road, I want to see how it functions, but for the most part, it seems really secure. I think the next video that I'm going to do though is I'm going to show you the contents of my first aid kit. Especially in a time like this where hospitals might be inundated and you might have to take care of things on your own. I think it's just important for all of us to have a comprehensive first aid kit, whether that's for your house or whether that's for your rig or whether you're overlanding or camping. Everybody needs a really, really good first aid kit. So I think I'll do a video on showing you what's inside of mine. But until then, don't forget to subscribe to our videos below so that I can continue to create more content. Visit me on Instagram. There's not a lot there yet, but I am still building on that. But until then, I will see you in the next video, and just be safe out there, guys. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. Dang it!